Hello, hello, hello. What's up? How are you guys doing tonight? Welcome again to the United Kitchen, where we cook or we get cooked. And guys, um, welcome to the Tonight Show. I wish I was as excited as yesterday, but um, nothing that I can be as excited as for than what we had yesterday. Yesterday was amazing, and yeah, today has been a bit of a when you have like a party the day before, and then you're just chilling. Excited as. Sorry, just check it there now. For what we had yesterday. Yesterday was. Okay, it looks good. I just have to double check it sometimes. It just adds up. Um, yeah. So as I was saying, I think yeah, not like screaming and shouting about anything today. Just happy, saw some really nice pictures of the boys on the plane to the States. Admin blessed us with some pictures of Umbuemo. So we saw Umbuemo laughing, smiling, shining his teeth, happy. And if Patrick is happy, we're all happy. So we saw some really nice pictures. Um, we also got to see Ahmad and Mbuemo together. So almost giving you a sense of what the defenders are going to feel when Ahmad is going right way back, Mbuemo is doing right wing. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Anyway, we saw those pictures. In terms of news, a few things we'll talk about. Still nothing on the striker situation. But I would like to, just chip in on that to see what are the realistic options for us. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the midfield situation. Is there a situation? That is the question I wrote down. Is there a situation? Is there something we need to address in the midfield? We'll speak about that. And last but not the least, the goalkeeping situation. We have to speak about the goalkeeping situation. And I promise after today, if we don't get any news on the goalkeeping situation, I'm going to back Onana. And you know I'm backing Onana. You guys will say I've started. You know I'm backing Onana. I saw a picture today of Onana. No, it wasn't. I think it wasn't a picture. So it was a video of Onana chilling with Umbuemo, making him feel comfortable. So if that's the only reason we are going to keep Onana to be Umbuemo's body, eh? Just the body. If we're going to pay you over how much? 180K a week to be Patrick Umbuemo's body. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it because you are both Cameroonian. I don't want to sell you. Then Umbuemo feels bad, and then Umbuemo's it affects his performance. If you are okay to be collecting 180,000 or something like that. What does Onana earn? I don't know about that. I think if you're okay to be collecting that and then be Patrick Umbuemo's body, I'm happy with that. So we're going to touch on the goalkeeping situation, but I want to start. I want to start with something, guys. Today there's one news that is going around. They're just going around that Arsenal has there's a here we go on one guy, one striker. What's his name? One striker like this from the Portuguese league. One, yeah, yeah. One striker from the okay, so Joko Rez, yeah. I think he plays in Portugal or something. I don't. I honestly, I don't. I'm not bothered about that. To be honest, like, yeah, okay. You signed a player from the Portuguese league. Okay. Mm. You said he scored a lot of goals in the Portuguese league. Okay. I can't even fake it, man. Guys, I'm pained. I am pained about that signing, man. I can't even. I was trying to form to go HFT. Can't even form. That signing pay me. What? Man, Arsenal got the striker they needed. Yeah. See, it's not even about Arsenal because this is a United channel. I think it's more around a couple of things for me with this. First of all, see people that say, "Oh, it's the Portuguese league, yeah, 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 yeah." That is actually yeah, 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 because they are saying crap. See, as much as I did not want him to go to Arsenal, they are saying crap. A striker is a striker, right? Champions League is not Portuguese league. He scored a hat trick, if I remember, against Man City. That was not the Portuguese league. Dude has scored over 100 goals in 2 seasons. About is the Portuguese league is the post in the Portuguese league wider than the post in Premier League? Eh? Or you say, okay, the defenders, you put the guys. See, if we are jealous, let's be jealous with our chest. I'm I'm being jealous with my chest. In my opinion, nothing like Portuguese league. Gyökeres is going to cook. He's absolutely going to cook. Um, Arsenal will create for him. Guys, Arsenal will create for him. Saka will create for him. When Odegaard is on form, he will create for him. God forbid they get Eze. Eze will create for him. So guy, see, the reason why I'm bringing up that news is because of what I'm pained. I'm vexed. See, Amorim literally was the one that really helped Juventus get into his form that he was in Sporting. Eh? Amorim helped him to develop. See, I don't know if I can say this. I hope YouTube will not YouTube will not ban me for this. It's like, all these guys is school now. They date a babe, and then in university, and then after school, one other man with one big car just takes the girl and marries the girl. Why could see, I know we don't have Champions League, which is the guy with the car. Eh? I know we don't have Champions League, but still, I thought maybe this was naive of me. I thought that Amorim could pick up the phone and just call him and say, "Hi, hey, Jokeres, how are you, Jokeres? Okay, you remember the good times we had together? We all the great times we had, and coach. Yeah, I know we don't have Champions League, but Cunha came, whoever came, can you come also? I heard Romano say you only want Arsenal, but Arsenal, we are the biggest club in the world. We are Manchester United. Well, it didn't work. It did not work. He went to Arsenal. So yeah, I wish him all the best. I The reason why this is coming up on the Man U channel is because it, this will segue into the strikers discussion. I do think that we need to sign a striker urgently. Somebody made a tweet today, and the tweet pained me. The tweet, when you read a tweet, and if the person was beside you, you will knock the person's head. The person said, um, everybody should bring top, Premier League strikers, Premier League clubs, top clubs. All of us, let's put our striker on the table. Let's see who Man U will put. Ah, he paid me. He paid me. He said, Premier League clubs, let's put our strikers on the table. Let's see who Man. And I actually thought about it. So Arsenal will put Gyökeres. Hmm. Chelsea will put Pedro, and they can put the lap on top of Pedro. Hmm. Man City will put Haaland. Hmm. Liverpool will put Ekitike, or whatever you call him, Ekitike. Newcastle, when they finish fighting with Isak, they will call him back and they will put Isak. Tottenham, maybe so, okay, they'll put Solanke, so I mean, Solanke, whatever. No, not whatever, but Solanke. And then we'll put Rasmus. Guys, we need a striker. So what's the news coming out in this striker situation? The news is still so I think Romano has tried to kill. I don't know if he killed it, but today it just felt like the Jackson news um, died, and then there was just a lot of talk around. It's not true. Ignore it. United have not made any advances toward Jackson, which I'm really happy about. With this, I don't want Nicholas Jackson at all. I absolutely don't want it. If I want red card, I'll bring Roy Keane back. All he gives me is red cards. I don't want Nicholas Jackson. He doesn't score enough goals. I heard he's good, wing. He's good with link up play, but yeah, I don't want link up play. I don't want link up play. If I want link up play, I'm going to look for Bebatov and bring Bebatov back. I don't want link up play. I want striker to score goals, go home, sleep with the match ball after scoring a hat trick. Next day, score goal. That's all I want. Same thing for my goalkeeper. I don't want you to be doing leg over, to be doing zanko, to be doing leg walk. I don't want that. No, save the ball, keep the ball out of the net. I don't say you don't even need to have leg. Just well, you need legs to save also. Yeah, of course. Sorry, but just keep the ball out of the net is what I'm saying. For the striker situation, I definitely don't want Nicholas Jackson, guys. I don't want Nicholas Jackson. I want, at this point, I think we are getting to the point where beggars are not choosers. I think we are slowly getting to that point where beggars cannot be choosers. Sesko. See, even this Sesko situation, I took some time and I'm bad at this, right? I took some time, I went through his compilations. Sesko, and I said it yesterday, so I don't want to change my mouth. I saw some videos where, he had amazing shooting techniques, um, scored not a lot, not as much as Gyokeres obviously, but he scored goals. Um, but also somebody then did another compilation that I shouldn't have watched that compilation actually. Somebody did a compilation of his last 20 shots on target. It wasn't the best video I've seen. It wasn't. And I saw one-on-one misses. I saw selfish. When I mean selfish, like she tried to shoot like, the impossible angles, could have passed it, things like that. But beggars can be choosers at this point. Um, but if you ask me, and this is a tricky thing I want to say, if Aston Villa are looking to sell Watkins, I'm not mad at Watkins at all. I think Watkins he can cook with Man U. I just would have really liked a tall, physical striker like Jokeres, like Isak, like Sesko. I think that's the type of striker we need. Maybe let's just do Sesko. Uh, yeah, yeah. I think we should just do Sesko. Also I want United, especially with the way we are playing now. Yeah, let's get the ball to the feet of the striker. But I also want that alternative of being able to, cross that ball into the net and then having a dominating presence in the box, that can do damage. So that's why I want Sesko. And that's why I think that I hope, all these things we are saying are just absolutely, there's nothing to it. Absolutely nothing to it. But I just hope that man you can do something around Tesco. That's the only noise we are hearing in the striker situation. Hopefully tomorrow brings us better news. But for today, absolutely nothing. But let's see how it goes. So nothing so interesting to talk about the striker situation. Obviously, we're a bit um sad that Arsenal got Jokeres. We could have gotten him easily, and I think that for me is what's really painful about the Jokeres signing. I think that we were just one game away from getting Jokeres, and that was the Champions League, sorry, the Europa League final. We were that game away from getting Jokeres. Absolutely, I'm 110% sure of it. I'm 110%, and even Fabrizio said it. He did say it. So yeah, that upset me a bit. Because we definitely could have, and we could have won that game. And I don't want to take us back to that game, but that's just when you talk about consequences of actions. These are the consequences of the inactions of Man U players on that day. Not getting Gyökeres, now struggling to find a striker. All the strikers have gone, and see, we can't even be we only have ourselves to blame if we don't get a striker because strikers moved through this transfer window. Like strikers moved. Ekitike, Osimhen, Delab, Gyökeres, Isak is doing, Isak is shaky. Strikers actually moved. So if we don't get a striker, we have ourselves to blame. I think I spent a bit on this striker situation, but I really would want a striker. And again, people then I've seen this sort of in a few places, and some people have the same impression, and I absolutely disagree with it. Some people think, oh, maybe we can use either Konya or Umbuemo as a false nine. I say an absolute no. You know, it it's. I was looking for a very big word to use, but I'm going to use a simple one. It's stupid to get players who just cooked in a particular position in their previous clubs and then bring them to your club and then change their position. It's very stupid. It's a silly thing to do, and I hope we don't do it. Right? Let's play Umbuemo and Konya in the position where they excelled in their previous club, and it was that excellence that they showed that then made us go in for them and sign them. So let's not play them out of position. And to me, playing either Umbuemo or Konya in a false nine is playing them out of position. It's not their position. Number two, I see a few people say, well, Zexi can cook this season. Zexi can cook this season. Hoyland just needs, the support. Now he has the support. That's for a team that has no ambition. If we confirm and agree tonight that we don't have ambition to win anything, we just want to coast, avoid relegation possibly, maybe not even qualify for Europe, I can take that. I can say let's try Gyökeres. Let's try I said Gyökeres. Gyökeres is in my head. Arsenal, you do this one. Arsenal, you do this one. Anyway, let's try Xerxes in the striking position. Let's give Hoyland another chance if we don't have ambition. But if we have an ambition to qualify for Europe, hopefully try to challenge for top four, if not top six, we do need a striker. We need a prolific goal scoring striker. And it will help us because guys, we play once a week. That's the advantage slash disadvantage of being out of Champions League, Europa League, or any other or Conference League or whatever. We play only once a week. So imagine having a fresh striker every single week. Every single week having a fresh striker on top of his game. ready to score every single week. It will be absolutely amazing. So I disagree with the 2 points. People say, let's try Zex, let's give Zex a chance to strike. He can do it. Let's try give Hoyland a second chance. I totally disagree with those two. I don't I believe that Xerxes is is a good player, but it should not be our point man, should not be our main striker. Xerxes will definitely play a huge part this season, either behind the striker or even in some games as the striker, but he cannot be the main striker. Hoyland for me, um, funny enough, if it was left to me, I'll get Hoyland a really solid loan. Yeah, I'll get him a really solid 1 year loan because there is a player in that gentleman. There's a player there. I'm not See, we are losing Garnacho, we're losing Garnacho, we're losing Rashford. I'm not sure that I really want to lose Hoyland, honestly. I haven't given up on him so much. So in my head, and I just thought about this now, a loan deal will actually be perfect for Hoyland. Yeah, just thought about this now. Get him a solid loan deal. Get him a solid Premier League team. I'm thinking, get him, Nottingham Forest just lost Elanga. Uh, Give Hoyland to Nottingham Forest on loan. Yeah, give him to Nottingham Forest on loan. Maybe Brighton, they lost Joao Pedro. Give Hoyland to Brighton on loan. Give him a solid 1 year without the pressure of being a Man U striker. Yeah, I also get him to get more acclimatized to the Premier League, and then bring him back. I think so, and that could also make a case for the Watkins situation because Watkins, we know, he's not going to spend 5 6 years, right? He's just going to spend a short time, 3 years probably, 2 years maybe. So that could be an option. So let's think about that. Okay, honestly, taking Hoyland, giving him a solid loan could be an option. That could be an option. Anyway, I spent too long on the striker situation. Let's move to the midfield. There's nothing to talk about here. The only thing I will say here again is, and I was telling one of my Man U friends this, have we really accepted the fact that Bruno is going to be our number eight? Has has everybody accepted that? So that we can move on. And I also want to be part of this moving on. Have we, or are we still playing chess? Are we still playing, formations with Bruno? Or have we accepted that Bruno is playing center midfield? If the answer is yes, there's a problem. There is a big problem if the answer is yes. Because we speak about not playing players out of their best position, and we want to go a season that we need. We really need this season, and we want to play our best player last season for the whole season out of his best position. Whew, it's tough being a Man U fan. It's tough. It's tough. You know, because some of these things you can see them, and then you're wondering why can't the manager see this? Bruno cannot play the season as a center midfielder. He is positionally indisciplined. He will vacate that position. He will isolate, the other midfielder. He will allow the midfield to be overrun. Will be countered easily. Will try to transition from the back into midfield, but he will not be there. He'll probably have gone to left wing, right wing, as he did against Leeds and as he always does. He's not able to. He's not physical in that sense. He's not. So what are we doing? what are we actually doing? So this is for me is a big is when you think about with the midfield of other teams, think about Arsenal just getting no guard, putting Rice beside him, still having Merino. Liverpool, let's not even talk about Liverpool's midfield, please. McAllister, Soboslai, Gravenberch, Ilvert. Let's just Curtis Jones. No, let's not talk about Rodri is back for Man City. You know, when we talk about midfielders, and they were talking about Bruno, possibly beside Casemiro. Whew, wow. Anyways, let's see how that goes. There is absolutely no news here. We have is as silent, as a graveyard here. Nothing at all. So let's see how that goes. The goalkeeping situation still hasn't changed from yesterday. Um, like I said, with Onana has some good pictures today. I saw him, taking care of Umbuemo, making him feel comfortable. See, if that's all Onana does for me this season, yeah, he's doing enough, you know. Um, but I have to say this. Onana seems like a really good person. And obviously, I don't know him personally, but I think I like his personality. I really just wish he was a good goalkeeper, honestly. I genuinely wish he was a good goalkeeper. Is it worth giving him a chance? It's similar to the situation with Hoyland, saying you want to give Hoyland a chance. That is almost the same thing because you've already seen it. With Hoyland, he's young. You can say he should go on loan, but Nana, it's nothing to loan. You have already seen it. And with goalkeeping, there's so much you can improve, honestly, especially at that age. He's not a young goalkeeper. His fundamentals are already solid. These things, the way he keeps is he's not changing that anytime soon. So going with two hands instead of one hand, you know, parrying the ball back to the danger zone. It's hard to just paint that. It's hard. So yeah, I'm also a bit concerned with the young keeper you were thinking about. I'm not sure that's the answer, if you ask me. No, I think we need a Martinez. And the news, we saw today of Martinez. I don't know how true. Obviously, we don't. Nobody knows how true that is. But they say that there was a loan bid for Martinez, but Aston Villa said no, that they want 40 million for Martinez. 40 million. So we'll see how that goes. 40 million is not bad, honestly. It's not bad. For a Premier League proven goalkeeper, a World Cup proven goalkeeper, is not bad at all. So yeah, so that's the goalkeeping situation. It's good. See, at least one thing that I know, it's going to be a really fantastic season, and we're going to be here at the United Kitchen for all of it. Man U has to cook, and if Man U is cooking, the kitchen has to be open. So we're hoping that Man U cooks. Guess what? If Man U doesn't cook, the kitchen is also going to be open because we are going to get cooked. We are going to get absolutely cooked. So one way or the other, the kitchen will be open. So if you're here, like and subscribe. If you're watching this video later, like and subscribe. Guys, we we started this channel just how many days ago, and we're already at 57 subscribers. That is massive. 57 subscribers already. So thank you so much, everyone. And we're hoping to get to 100 before the season starts. So we're going to grind, really grind. We're going to put in the work, try to get to 100 before the season starts. A lot of people have sent their comments. We've seen them. They like the style, they like the concept. Thank you so much, guys. Obviously, we keep innovating, creating things just to be, in the heart. Everybody loves the heart. Guys, I have to bust your head. This is the heart for the daily news and all that. Obviously, there's the heart for the watch along, which you saw, the white hat. There's one more hat that I pray I don't have to ever bring out. The hat when we lose. If you see that chef hat, guys, so hopefully there will be more to bring to you tomorrow in terms of news. But thank you guys, as usual. The kitchen will be open again tomorrow evening for what's cooking today. Peace out.